Hello, everyone. How are you tonight? Let me kill the sound on that YouTube channel. How you doing? This is Mike, Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, the ham fun guy. I want to introduce you. Oh, she's sitting in my chair now. I was going to show you my baby. Here she is right here. See in my recliner? She's got her chin on the thing. A minute ago, she was playing with a ball and eating a bone and having a grand old time. Boy, this dog lucked out getting me. I'm taking good care of her. She had a nice beef dinner tonight. Look at her. She has to sit in my recliner when I'm not in there. She has to. When I'm there, she usually sleeps right at my feet. So if I don't lean the recliner back before she gets there, I hit her with the footrest when I go up on the recliner. Not intentionally, but it happens. She's stealthy. This dog is quiet. I might not cut her nails because that's the only way I know where she is, by hearing her nails on my wood floors. That's the only time I can tell where she is. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing great. I'm going to show you something else next. We go to the tower camera, and even though it's still light out, that is not a smudge on the lens. That is fog. The fog is rolling in off the ocean and blocking the view of the camera. I couldn't believe how much fog there is. I just took the dog for a walk. The clouds have settled down pretty low. You can't even see the 2-meter antenna hardly. But hey, that's neither here nor there. We're going to be fine. We're gonna make a couple of satellite contacts. If some of you were with me last night, you noticed that I was having an issue. Nobody was hearing me. I was hearing everybody fine, and I was transmitting, but I wasn't hearing my own voice coming back, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Well, as some of you remember, back when I first got Goldie, who, by the way, I've anointed her with a call sign. Her call sign is Kilo 9 Alpha Uniform Yankee. Stick around at the end of the live feed. I'll tell you what that means. Kilo 9 Alpha Uniform Yankee. Remember that. All right. But anyway, remember she chewed up a mic cable? This was the little box. I can't even get it in the shot because the wires aren't long enough. But here, we'll turn the camera. There it is right there. This is the box that Greg, K6EGG, told me I needed. And this was the cable she chewed up. Well, last night, somehow this jiggled and it was open. And I wasn't getting my sound to the radio. As a matter of fact, I'm going to check the radio again before the satellite rises. Make sure I see my voice on a Kilo Oscar 4. Okay, I do. You didn't need to see that. Anyway, so that's what the problem was. Let's put the camera back where it belongs. And how's the screen look? Still messed up. Let me fix that. Yeah, that's about right. That's good. All right. So anyway, that is why my mic was not, you were hearing my mic because the other wire goes to the mixer. So that splits out my voice. So part of it goes to the radio and part of it goes to my mixer that feeds the live stream. The audio on the ISS or on the radio, when I'm talking on the radio, goes through a separate wire that's plugged into the headphone jack. That one was fine. It was the wire from this microphone, from that box to the computer and from that box to the radio. That was the issue. So the mixer signal was fine. It was the audio going into the radio for the mic input. That was what was bad. So I fixed that, and we should have no problem today. I've already made a few QSOs on different satellites today. I got M0, was it M0122? I'm trying to remember if that was M0122 or Mike Oscar 122. And then I made another one on RS-44. I got Whiskey Yankee 3 Oscar on the ISS. Daniel, I think he was in Pennsylvania. So yeah, I got him today on RS-44, which was working pretty good. We had a nice conversation. I explained to him how I have a YouTube channel and all that. He should go watch it. I wasn't streaming at the time. Maybe we got a new follower. I don't know. I haven't checked how many followers I have right now. We were getting close, though. What are we up to? 868. Oh, my God. We only need 100 and what? We need 138 more subscribers, and I got 1,000. So please, if you don't subscribe, please like and subscribe. And there is the chirp telling me the ISS is at the horizon. So let's get the headphones on, and let's move the drink out of the way so I don't spill it. By the way, you know, a lot of you know I am an AMSAT ambassador. So as an AMSAT ambassador, I'm going to tell you about this. This is the AMSAT Journal for November and December 2024, the last one for 2024. It's pretty stocked up pretty good with a lot of pictures and stuff. There's 24 pages in all. And if you look right here, I sent this to James Lee. This is Hope Lee right in the middle here, working at the, Youth on the Air. They did a big thing, Youth on the Air, up in Canada. And there's a picture on the back of the whole crew from Youth on the Air. So if you join and become a member of AMSAT, you get this. Comes as a file, and then they print it out. Very high quality stories in there you'd love. So check it out. All right, let's get serious now. We're going to the ISS. Let's see. Come on, focus. There we go. Let's turn the volume up a little bit. I don't see anything on the waterfall. I'm going to turn the power off on the preamp and just use the regular preamp. We got 3 people watching. I think that's what it said. If I go to YouTube, yeah, we got 3 watching right now. So welcome aboard. Thank you for coming. We're going to make some contacts now on the ISS. Hopefully, the antenna, we won't be able to see it very well. I mean, you can look at it. It's there. It's pointing at the horizon. So it's in the right place. So we should be fine. All right. I'm going to start listening, looking at the waterfall, turn up my RF gain on my 9700. I had it down way low for RS-44 because I had the preamps on and it was causing a big mess on the waterfall. Alrighty, let's just give it a little test. Kilo, Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99. Well, the satellite's only 9 degrees and it's to the southwest. So I didn't really expect to get it on that one. I got my power at 100% until I make contact, and then I start turning it down. Sometimes I forget, so don't yell at me. Just send me a little message and say, hey, you never turned down your power. You're at 100% the whole pass. You don't need that. You can do it with 5 watts on a bow thing. Why do you do that? Because I forget. I'm only one man. I don't have a crew here. I don't have a producer. I don't have anybody whispering to me. We're going, hey, you got your power up. No, I don't have that. So forgive me if I accidentally do that. I don't do it all the time. Wow, nothing yet. Kilo, Oscar 4, Papa Delta India. We got Guatemala on a pass coming. Oh, I see stuff on a waterfall right now. Center that frequency. Kilo, Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99. See if we get anybody coming back. It's climbing fast because it's a pretty overhead shot, so it's up to 18 degrees already. You got any questions? Put them in the chat. Love to help you out. You want to get on the birds and do it? I'll teach you how to do it. The hard, expensive way or the cheap, not so expensive, but not as good way to talk on satellites. Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99. I'm seeing stuff on a waterfall, not where I am though, a little up from me. And I have the waterfall set at 10 hertz up and down, so it's pretty small scale, so we should see a big wide thing on there when we start hearing signals. This is an FM satellite with a CT CSS tone of 67, which most satellites are. It's only SO50 that doesn't have 67. Well, it does have 67, but first you got to send 74 to wake it up. Look at that signal to the right of the center on my waterfall. That's pretty strong, but I'm not hearing anything. Yeah, and on an FM satellite, you don't want to come off center. Kilo, Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, KO4 PDI. Man, this thing's almost over my head. It's 49 degrees up. Kilo, Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99. I'm not hearing anything. Let me tune up a little bit. Let me go a little higher. No. Was there supposed to be an outage today on the 13th? I don't believe so. Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99. I have the PL tone at 67. I'm at 100 watts. It should trigger. Let's go to 50 watts because it's right overhead now. It's almost directly overhead. Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99. Let's see. My TLE data will be updated at 7:01 tonight, so let's update it now. Maybe something changed. Update TLE. It says it did it. All right. Pick the ISS again. Hey, we got... There we go. I'm hearing something now. Nope, I'm on the wrong satellite. No, I'm not. I'm in the right place. Yeah, that's it. The TLE data was off. Now I'm hearing something. There we go.
You're 5'9", Echo Mike 84.
Kilo Oscar 4, KO4 PDI, Echo Lima 99. Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99.
FMX, November 8, Hotel India, Command C73.
November 8, Hotel India, KO4 PDI, Echo Lima 99. That's Douglas in Michigan. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Captain Don is here. Good to see you, Don. Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, Echo Lima 99. Turn my power down a little. November 8, Hotel India, you copy. Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, QSL. Now it's overhead.
Kilo 4, Quebec Whiskey. MX EL 29.
Kilo Oscar 4 station ending in whiskey. Come back. KO4 PDI. Echo Lima 99. Somebody's trying to get in there.
Yes, NA1. This is Kilo Quebec 4, Victor Mike.
Kilo Quebec 4 Victor station. Come back. KO4 PDI. Echo Lima 99.
That's Kilo Quebec 4.
Kilo Quebec 4 station. Just give me your suffix. Kilo Quebec 4. Give me your suffix. Wow. This is what happens. Kilo Oscar 4 uniform Juliet uniform KO4 PDI Echo Lima 99. Did I get that right?
QSL KO4 PDI KF4 UJU mobile stop mic 04. Kilo Oscar 4 kilowatt. This is KW4 NEG Whiskey 4 November Echo Golf.
Kilo question mark 4 UJU KO4 PDI. Can you correct your call sign for me? What's your first three letters?
The call is kilowatt.
This is what happens with guys with HTs that are not full duplex or jumping in. This is terrible. Nobody's getting a chance to talk because somebody keeps stepping. Somebody's keying the mic right now. See that? They're keying the mic. Nobody's talking. Station causing.
Bravo 4 Tango, London Hotel Echo Mike.
KB4 TLH, this is W4 NEG, Whiskey 4, November Echo Golf.
Whiskey 4, Echo November Golf, KO4 PDI. November Echo Golf, KO4 PDI. I got you, Ronnie. Kilo Bravo 4, Tango Lima Hotel, KO4 PDI.
Bravo 1, Hotel Yankee, FS 31.
Somebody's keying a radio and blocking the signal for everybody else. This whole pass was screwed up by somebody out there without a full duplex radio. You wonder why we stress having a full duplex radio? Well, this was a good example of why you should have a full duplex radio. If you can't hear yourself coming back, you're causing interference for everybody else that's on that pass. I can't stress that enough. Yes, you could do it with a Bofang, but trust me, that's not the way to go. There are enough HTs on the market that are reasonably priced for $200 that are full duplex that you could do this with and not cause interference for everybody else. So I'm not even going to try anymore. This was actually a waste of time. I'm upset about that because you saw it. If you go back, rewind this video and watch. I'm not talking, nobody's actually saying anything, but somebody's keying a mic and blocking the access to the repeater. And that's terrible. That's not right. That shouldn't be done. So, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's not fun anymore. You're right. You're right, Don. It's people get up there. And, there's been some really late night passes that I've gotten on. And Mike down in Fort Myers, he was having the same thing. He has a guy in Cuba that he talks to a lot on the ISS when it passes over and on. Actually, on all FM birds, the guy in Cuba talks to him, and he's a friend, and they talk in Spanish because they both speak Spanish. But he's noticed it too, where you hear these people keying a mic and not talking, or they are talking, but they don't realize that they're not getting in because they're not tuned right or something. They're just jamming the signal. It's like they're intentionally jamming it. So, yeah, the FM satellites are easy to operate. You can do it with an HT, but man, if you don't have a decent antenna and you can't hear clear as a bell, don't be doing it. Don't be keying your mic and talking because they're very busy passes. There are not as many satellites in the air today as there was when I started 3 years ago. They're just not there. So, yeah, it's. I'm glad you guys got to hear that. Jeff is asking, why do they do that? Well, all caps, that's cool. You don't yell at me. I'm just the messenger. Oh, Don's got something important to say here. Don says there was a guy the other night doing that. Then he said, no one hears me. I said, I hear you. And he says, yeah, but no one else does. The same strength, key up, kept happening over and over and over. Yeah, I know. It just, it's very popular to want to talk on the ISS, especially when you have astronauts up there that are activating and operating. That it's wonderful to get an astronaut contact. Don here, he's got 6. I've got 7, and I have the QSO cards to prove it. It is a lot of fun, and yeah, you get excited, and yeah, you get thrilled, and you're praying that an astronaut. You heard a guy on there calling the NA1SS. Well, honestly, that's a waste of time because trust me, if they're on the air, they will hear you and respond. So you keying up your mic and keep talking, thinking nobody's hearing you. They're not hearing anybody because you're jamming the signal. Remember the analogy I made about satellites, FM and linear, the difference? FM satellite is like it's Black Friday at Kmart. I'm using Kmart because there are none anymore. But 300 people are standing there to get the Cabbage Patch doll or the Power Ranger little figures, and there's 300 people there because Black Friday they're going to be dirt cheap. And they're great. I know you weren't yelling at me, Jeff. I know that. I saw that. I knew you weren't yelling at me. Yeah. And Ed's saying it was like that on the last pass that he tried. And Ed's saying he wasn't yelling at me. I know. You're just frustrated like I am. You got to take it with a grain of salt. Lay off for a while. And then somebody's going to say, hey, I just got an email today. His call sign ends with YKC. And he's like, Mike, I haven't heard you on the birds lately. Yeah, I haven't been on the birds because I was having issues and I fixed them. So I made some contacts there. We got 4 contacts. I'm happy about, well, actually 3 contacts. But that was such a great pass. If people just mind their P's and Q's and take your time and listen. When you're all done listening, listen some more. Listen to how other guys do it. Listen to how they take turns. Listen to how, what I do is when I hear guys calling out their call sign, I type them into my log right off the bat. Then I go back and I call them when it kind of gets a break in the action. And then I call them, and if I get a QSO, I leave it. If I don't, I delete it. That's it. That's how I do it. Like there was one guy out there today, November 8, Hotel India. I heard him clear as a bell. I immediately called back to him, and he never got back to me. So I'm going to probably delete that contact. Unless he sends me an email or something, say, yeah, I heard you, but I couldn't get in. I'm not going to keep him in my log. I'll take it out. It's not worth it. There are so many times you can make contacts on all these different things. Now, this is at dinner time on a Monday night, and everybody's home from work and they just want to get on the radio and play radio. And you're dying to get an astronaut contact. And yes, it will happen. People think I got an astronaut contact 6 times in a row. No, it took like 2 years to get 7 guys, right? And 5 of them were Kjell Lindgren because he was prolific on the radio. Every opportunity he had, he was on the radio calling CQ, 4th of July weekend, Memorial Day weekend. And Woody Holberg, I got him twice. And one time was on Memorial Day weekend, one was on the 4th of July. It's like a special, I guess they got special off time on holidays that they take a break from all the work they're doing and play on the radio for a little while. I know for a fact, I think there's 4 people up there right now that all have their ham license. So any one of them can get on at any time. So it's a lot of fun. But if I'm preaching to the choir, just tell me, okay, you heard enough. But really, I'm doing this for the people that come back and look at this later on YouTube. Watch. I might even do a short on this. I might take this video and do a short and show people the wrong way to try to do an ISS pass. That might be a good idea. I might do that tonight, and I'll put that up on YouTube. But anyway, I still made 3 contacts, Yes, you don't have to. No, you don't have to buy what I have. I have a $1,700 radio with a $300 sat box with a $700 rotator. Oh, God, what did I pay for that cross arm? That cross arm was about $200, right? And I got a lot of money invested in this stuff. And, yeah, it's because I love doing it and I love playing with it and teaching people how to do it. Everybody can't do that. I also have the Retrievis radio with the Open GD77 software on it and an Arrow antenna or an Elk antenna I can do it with. I also have 2 Wouxun HTs that are full duplex that I could do it with also. So, people, I'm preaching to the choir. I know I am. All right, Jeff, I'm going to take that off the screen so everybody knows you weren't yelling at me. I know you weren't yelling at me. It's frustrating, but it's also exciting, and I get it. I get the excitement. I get why people want to do this. Now that they have these HTs there are full duplex ones. I wish they would come up with that Open GD77 software for the Wouxun radio. That would be killer if they could pull that off. That would be the best way to go. I've done a couple of videos on how to program your radios, how to put the steps in for the Doppler effect. Do it if you want. I'm not forcing anybody to do it. I'm not telling you not to do it. All I know is you just got an example of what not to do on an ISS pass. You just saw it. Somebody's keying a mic and not talking. That is the epitome of vulgar, rude behavior. So, ham radio can be cashy if you let it, Mike. Yes, it can. Yeah. Well, you think of all the things I got here. Yaesu rotor, $700. It might be more now. I don't know. The Wemo antenna is $500. The cross arm, $200. So what are we up to? $1,000, $1,500. Then the tower, right? The free tower that cost me about $6,000. But we won't count that because you don't have to have the tower. So we're up to $1,500. The radio, $1,300 for the radio. So now we're up to $2,800. And the sat box, which now goes for $275. So we're over $3,000 into this little hobby of ours. And that's just for the satellites. All that stuff is just for the satellites. Not even going to talk about the money it's spent on coax. There's LMR 400 going to everything. Yes, it's a hobby, Ed. I'm not telling everybody to do what I do, but I'll tell you, I wanted to do it because it was the best way to go for me at the time. Don says, but I lost my voice and I wanted to be included still. Ha ha ha, just kidding. Anyway, you know why? You don't have to have full duplex to do it, but boy, you see what happens when you don't. You just cause an interference for everybody else. You wonder why the noise level's so high. It's because all these idiots that don't know what they're doing. I mean, if I make a mistake on my radio, I just stop. Like you noticed, what was it, yesterday? I was trying to make QSOs and I wasn't getting anywhere. Nobody was hearing me and I couldn't understand why. This morning when I woke up, I sat at the radio and I keyed the mic and I looked at the waterfall on the transmit side and I'm talking. All I had was one solid bar, so I wasn't sending out my voice. What did I do? Did I keep going? No, I stopped. After I realized there was an issue, I stopped because I didn't want to keep making interference for everybody else. And then this morning when I saw it, I jiggled that wire and sure enough, that plug wasn't in all the way and that was the issue. So it happens. I get it. It happens. But you don't have to let it happen all the time. And you don't have to, as a rule, be the one causing the interference. I pray you learn how to do it or you get the right equipment or something. The Wouxun radios definitely are full duplex. You could try them. You could use an FTM 500. The new 500 by Yaesu is full duplex. At least that's what John Crux says. Even though I watched a guy doing satellites, and when he keyed the mic and talked, you did not hear the sound stopped on the BVFO. So I don't believe that it's full duplex. It's not. It's dual receive, but it's not full duplex. And here's the easy way. The frequency of the ISS transmitting. You're transmitting on 2 meters, right? The 2 meter frequency is 145,990. So if you take a calculator, let's go to the calculator on here. I'm going to show you this and it's going to blow your mind. So clear the screen, 145.990. So there it is right there, 145,990 times 3 equals. The downlink frequency from the ISS is 437,800. Look at the third harmonic of the 2 meter. 43797. 437,800. It's less than 1 hertz away. So your third harmonic of your 2 meter is the receive frequency. So I took 2 Baofangs. I hooked up one to the 2 meter side and one to the 70 centimeter side of an Arrow 2 antenna. When I keyed the mic on the 2 meter side to talk, I did not hear my voice coming back on the other radio. Why? Desensing. The third harmonic of the Baofang was interfering with the receive frequency on the other Baofang. So you have to understand that if you don't have full duplex or your radio doesn't have filters to stop the harmonics, you're not going to be able to do it. You can't do it that way. And then I have to do POTA. That's absolutely right. What does it say? How about the FTM 4000? This is Fred. He's a local guy. Yeah. I'm seeing that. All right. So Fred is saying, how about the FTM 4000? I don't know the FTM 4000. Let's go find the FTM 4000. I don't know. Is that an actual radio that's out or is that a new one? I'm guessing it's a Yaesu, right? There is no FTM 4000. I'm doing a search. There's no FTM 4000. You mean a 400? Fred, is that what you're talking about? FTM 400? I have an FTM 400, and actually I don't. I have an FTM 300 in the car. All right, the 400, FTM 400. Yeah, that is not full duplex. Neither is the 300. However, what I do on mine, and it doesn't work that good either because it's hooked up to a vertical in your car that's doing both bands. But so it can't be full duplex if it only has one antenna lead. If the 500 has one antenna lead, it can't do full duplex either because you can't transmit and receive at the same time on one coax. Can't do it. It's impossible. So if they're saying the FTM 500, I should look that up. Let's see. Is the FTM 500? Let's look at some images of the FTM 500. Does it show the back panel? None of these images show the back panel. If anybody has an FTM 500, look on the back. If it only has one antenna input, it is not full duplex. Dual receive, not full duplex. None of these pictures in Google are showing me the back of the radio. Oh, well. I'll have to ask my buddy Jim. He's got one. Are you saying the FTM 400 is full duplex? Is that what you're saying, Fred? It's not. I can tell you it's not. It only has one antenna input. I have one. One's acting as a node in my house right now. The FTM 400 does not. You see what Ed said? Yeah, right. If you look here, if it's full duplex, it will have an SO239 for both 2 meter and 440. Most of these radios only have one SO239. Yeah, so if you only have one SO239, I'm sorry, you cannot be full duplex because you can't send and receive on the same coax at the same time. Can't be done. Think about that. My 9700 has 3 inputs. It actually has a N connector for 70 centimeter and a PL239 for 2 meter. Then it also has a PL239, or is it an N for 220? I think it has an N connector for 220 also. I'm not sure. I have nothing hooked up to it, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, it's out there. You can do it. So yeah, so Ed, are you saying that the FTM 500 only has one SO239? Is that what you're saying, Ed? Yeah, that's what he's saying. I believe that. And yeah, Fred's saying the same thing. It only has one SO239. So it can't be full duplex. You cannot transmit and receive through one coax. I have 2 separate coaxes going out of the back of my radio, going up to those 2 antennas on the tower. 2 separate coaxes. What I would love to do someday, if I ever become rich, I'd like to use my 7300 for Parks on the Air and my 9700 for portable satellite work. I would love to do that and make a go box with both of them in it so I could do everything. That would be cool. But I got to get a 7610 in here or something else. Big ass radio I want. Yeah, one for the 500. Okay, great. Well, I'm glad you confirmed my suspicions. You can't have a full duplex radio. It could be full duplex, but unless you have 2 separate antennas, it's not going to work as a full duplex where you hear yourself while you're talking. That's not going to happen. So they could say full duplex until the cows come home. It's not full duplex. My Wushan radio, same thing. It only has one antenna, but it's not really full duplex because I could put a diplexer on there and run one antenna to one thing and one antenna to the other. You could do that. But all that's going to do is give you 2 separate antennas. But if you're transmitting on one, you can't hear on the other. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know now on that theory if the Wushan is I don't know if the Wushan is like that. All right, what's Ed saying here? Mike, if you got bandpass filters for your HT, it would work good. No. You can't transmit and receive on the same antenna at the same time. Do you understand that? Is that hard to understand? I'm trying to think of an analogy. I was given the analogy before, the difference between FM and linear satellites. FM satellite, it's good. It's Black Friday, big sale on that toy for your kid that you're going to stand online for hours to get it. There's 300 people trying to get through one door to get that toy on Black Friday. It's crazy, right? But if there were doors across the entire front of the store and there was 300 people there and they were all going in at the same time, most of them could get in at the same time. That's what a linear satellite is. It gives you a bandwidth. You can tune up and down that bandwidth and talk to anybody along the way. That's a fantastic way of doing it. One of the good ones is RS-44. The problem with RS-44 is for some reason the audio is very faint. I don't know why. It is 900 miles up, so it's not like the ISS or other low Earth FM satellites that are only 200 miles up or 250 miles up. HT's plural. Okay, yeah, I give you that. Although, no, you're still going to have the third harmonic there. If you got a crappy Baofeng that's got a lot of spurious emissions, you're not going to do it. You do need two antennas, but you can run them to one coax and hear yourself. I do it on my TS2000. All right. Your TS2000 is not a Baofeng. You understand? That's a Kenwood. That's a decent radio. It's not a Baofeng. So, yeah. It's possible to hear on that while you're transmitting from someplace else. That's the way you get around it. But remember, you're dealing with frequencies on coax wire. You can't have two frequencies traveling in two signals on a coax traveling in different directions at the same time. It won't work on one coax. I don't care what kind of splitter you put on there or whatever. You're still using one coax. You can't go both directions at the same time on one coax. Unless it's digital. Espeta, digital. That's another story. I mean, you look at fiber optics, you can transmit in two directions on fiber optics all day long. Okay, yeah, it's not a Baofeng. Well, I'm glad you agree with me, Don. Anyway, Don, you're going to be around tonight because I might want to test that my theory as to what the issue is with the echo on my YouTube. I was watching Frank, Tank Radio, if you're not familiar with Tank Radio. I was watching him the other day, and he switched. He was doing something with, I think he had ham radio for non-techies guy. I think his name is Mark. Jason, ham radio 2.0 was on, and the Digital Rancher was on. K5ITR or N5ITR. I forget what his call sign is, but it's ITR. They were all on, and he switched to the Zoom call. And when he did it, remember that echo thing we got where the video repeated over and over? He had that happen, and then he said, oh, I forgot to hide myself. I went, aha, we're getting somewhere. He's not showing himself with the group of people he's talking. He's adding himself in with OBS. I got to give Frank a call and ask him about that and see what happened. All right, hold on, Mike. They use combiners for 3 radios and 1 HF antenna. Yeah, that's not the same thing. The combiner is separating everything. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I guarantee you they can't all transmit at the same time and they can't all receive at the same time. I don't know how that works, how they can do that with an HF. I don't know. All I know is my limited 3-year experience. All right, Don, good. I'll give you a shout in 45 minutes and we'll try it out. I got to call Frank first and find out what he did to eliminate himself repeating over and over. I've been searching the internet for answers on that. I even left a message. I commented on one of Michael Fire's videos. Michael Fire is a great guy. Teach you how to use OBS the right way. Great guy. And he didn't have anything on there to show you how to do it. And basically, I hooked up my audio and video cables the way he said to do it on his. So I got to talk to him. But anyway, hey, how long have we been on here? My God, we've been on here and we have 11 people watching. I came on just before 6 and it's God, I've been on over 40 minutes. Wow. Well, I'm glad you guys came. All 11 of you are here. We had a nice discussion. We didn't have a great satellite pass, but we made some QSOs and we got to talking about, why things are the way they are. By the way, did you look at the title of this video? I'm really proud of myself. I figured out how to put the degree symbol after the height of the pass, the 60 with the little circle on top. Woohoo! I'll tell you what it is. You hold down the Alt key, you hit on the number pad, you hit 0176. 0176, holding down the Alt pad, the Alt key on your Windows computer, and it'll put that little symbol on the screen. I can even show it to you. I'm going to do it right now. Alt 0176 in the chat, and I'll type the command. But don't do the command on the numbers on the regular keyboard. You got to use the number pad on your phone. So that's how you do it. There you go. I just sent it out in the chat. I'll show it to you on the screen too. Alt 0176, and it makes that little circle so you can put the degrees sign. All right. So on that note, boys and girls, make sure you check out the links underneath the video. In the description of the videos is the links that show you all kinds of stuff. The link to my Amazon store, the link to PayPal if you want to donate. Oh, I got a question for you. If I start a Patreon, would you donate money to it? All I'm asking is for minimal support. $1 here, $1 a month, $2 a month, whatever you could afford. It can't hurt. I could use the money to help perfect the live streams that I do and get the things I need. All right, Ed, 73. Ed doesn't want to hear me talk about all this stuff. So he's saying 73 and getting out of here. That's all right, Ed. I get it. We got 12 people now. No, 11 people. We're back to 11. So remember, don't do what I wouldn't do. And if you do, don't do it without me, all right? This is Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India. Don, I'll give you a buzz later. I'll give you some time. You take care. And this is KO4 PDI. Let's say goodnight to Goldie. Did you guess what her call sign means? K9AUY. Kilo 9 Alpha Uniform Yankee. Did you figure it out? K9 because she's a dog. Alpha Uniform because she's gold. Yankee because she's Goldie. Goldie is my dog, my new dog. And there she is sleeping in the recliner like she's not supposed to do, but she's there anyway because she don't care. I gave her bones today. I took her for walks. Ugh, I love that dog. She's such a cutie. I've had her for a month and I'm in love with her. It's a shame. All right, enough of me. You guys, remember what I always say. Don't do what I wouldn't do, at least not without me. And be good. Have a great new year. Happy New Year. I'm going to stop saying that next week. And make sure you get out here for my Ham Fun podcast Thursday night at 6 p.m., 2300 UTC. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for following me. And I will say 73 right now to everybody out there. Be well. KO4 PDI. I'll be clear.